From Koreatown, Los Angeles, thank you for tuning in to KTOWN SOCIAL CLUB. This is where the world gathers to talk about the issues that you really care about. It's a different kind of a talk program. We're the only show that offers perspectives from the far left to the far right. Leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and smash the notification bell. Check the description box below to follow all of our social media. And it's we're a little light today. I'm your host, Michael Kim, joined by Edward Choi, also known as Etchasketch. And today we're joined by no guest at all. Doug's just in the corner there, and right behind Ed. And we're just going to talk a bit. So, this past weekend was a very special event because 50 years ago, the LA Korean Festival Foundation started their first festival. And this year, they had their 51st Korean festival. Now, I was planning on going, but I ended up not going for whatever reason. And I saw that you went there on Thursday, the opening day. Mm-hmm. And you even made a TikTok video about it. And I mean, how was it there?
It was good. It was it's pretty busy for a Thursday night, but yeah, there's just so many vendors. If you've ever been to the Korean festival, it's pretty large. There's a lot of people that show up there. But there's a bunch of vendors. I can't keep getting distracted at that freeze frame of my face. But there's a bunch of vendors, including a lot of stuff for, I would honestly say, like for ajumas. Like there's like a whole mile-long camp, like tent row in the middle. You've been there before, right?
Is that in the park, or is that along Normandy?
Yeah, I think it's technically along Normandy, but they have this like huge, it's like literally like at least a half mile long of this like white tent. And it kind of feels like you're at a Korean market in Korea. They have like a lot of stuff like dried dates. Mm-hmm. They have like gochugaru. They have like homemade like sesame oil. So they have all of that, but they also have a bunch of food vendors that go around the perimeter. And the food vendors, they show up. There was a lot of food this year, even comparatively to last year. I would say there was like a lot more variety. There was like a whole esquite booth.
Esquite is like elote, but not on the cob, but in a bowl, right?
Yeah. Okay. Typically in a bowl, not on the cob. There was a bunch of yubus, which were delicious, which I grew up calling inari sushi because...
Inari, right?
Yeah. Yubu still sounds really weird to me. But yeah, the food is delicious. I ate a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Okay, well, what about the crowd there? Would you say they were mostly Korean, or was it Latino, Latinx, whatever?
There's a lot of Korean people, especially in that tent area. I would say is mostly like Korean elders, but by the food vendors, I would say mostly like Korean, and there is a lot of Latino people there. Possibly because of the neighborhood, possibly because there's a lot of give and take with our food cultures, growing up in LA. Uh-huh. There's also an inside area where there's like a stage where there's performances and, people coming to do a lot of like live stuff. And then inside of that, they have a whole bunch of vendors as well, like the LA State Lottery and like
the lottery.
Hyundai and Kia like have booths, obviously.
Were there like young non-Korean ladies who seem to be like K-pop fans there too?
Probably. I didn't notice them if there was any.
Like, what are they called? Korea boos.
Korea boos. Yeah. I didn't notice any that I saw. It was just mostly people there who were excited for like all the meat skewers. There's just like one vendor which makes like all the Korean barbecue, but they put them on skewers for you to eat. No, most of the people were there for the food. Unlike last year, I went last year as well, and there was this one guy. He was handicapped in a wheelchair, and he had a Kim Jong-un mask on and and carried around a fake dynamite. And he was going around being a nuisance last year. And apparently it wasn't even just that day. He was there that whole weekend doing that.
He was in a wheelchair.
Yeah. He was like in an electric wheelchair. And he was there. There was like a bunch of camera people with him. So he was there to like make shock content, I think.
I'm surprised no one kicked his ass.
I don't think like last year. So the police kept following around, but I think they were too scared to do anything for fear of.
All you got to do is attack the cameraman. No, when I see these like guys like I Show Speed or these like YouTubers, whatever, and they're being a public nuisance.
Yeah, they're being public nuisance.
They're fucking with people who are just trying to get go along with their day, and the camera guy's always like right there filming everything. He's just knock out just take out the camera guy from.
Yeah, so last year I filmed them and I made a video about them because it was like traumatizing because there was like a bunch of elderly Korean people there who, that kind of stuff might be a little bit more triggering for, so.
Is this on your Instagram also then? Or?
I think so. You're going to have to scroll.
You're going to have to, oh yeah, this is just the last few minutes.
You're going to have to scroll.
Yeah, but okay.
But yeah, he was there the whole weekend, and he would just go up to people and just.
You never saw his real face.
We did because the cops made him take it off.
Oh, so he was just carrying around dynamite.
Yeah, I mean it was fake dynamite. Yeah. But yeah, he
wasn't Asian, was he?
No, he wasn't. He was black, but he was riding around in his wheelchair, and he was just like going up and trying to get like people's shock thing. But the thing was very proud of the people that were there, but the majority of people just were pretending like he wasn't there. Like they weren't giving him the content that he wanted, which is the reason why I think he came the whole weekend.
Oh, he was hoping for someone to.
Yeah, okay. Because like he was hoping for someone to to flip out and be like, you can't be here, or like, to say all this stuff like this is triggering. Like that's what they want. You know what I mean? But the stuff they want the most is when people grab the cameras out of the cameraman's hand. Like they love that stuff. If you ever look at any of the shot content people, that's like the reactions that they thrive on the most. Oh, you're like almost.
No, I've gone beyond a year.
Yeah, I think you.
So it's going to be here somewhere. Now that's the thing is like, imagine if, like, that's fucked up for somebody to come to a Korean event and do that and try to trigger Korean people there, like to go there with the intent of doing that. I mean, because to many Koreans, whether true or not, many Koreans may see Kim Jong-un as a mass murdering evil dictator who kills lots of Korean people, right?
Or at the very least, he's sort of somewhat associated through his father with the Korean War. So there's at least that trauma with some of the elder Koreans. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. And it was really funny because right there in the middle.
This one?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll just get this ready.
Really funny because they started getting really insecure because I was like filming them.
Oh, when you started filming them, then they got insecure.
So like I was standing there from like, and I zoomed in with like the 5x camera. So like I wasn't close, but after a while they noticed that I was like steadily was recording them for like a good 20 minutes. And then you can tell they were starting to get insecure because then they started pointing the camera at me, but I didn't give them any other reaction. So I don't know. I actually never even went on YouTube to see if I made it onto their channel. I don't care. But yeah, that happened last year. So thankfully that didn't happen this year. So there was that.
But the entourage, the wheelchair guy was with, how many people was he with?
I want to say there was like at least 2 to 3 camera people.
2 to 3 camera people.
Yeah, I want to say maybe like 2 camera person and then like a
producer.
Yeah, like someone. Yeah, someone.
Were they all black then?
I don't think so.
Just the main star.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
They were all people of color, though. I think. I don't think any of them were white.
Yeah, imagine like.
Honestly, though, the other people outside of the camera guy was the one who was like most committed. The other kind of people were kind of just like.
Even the guy in the wheelchair.
No, the guy in the wheelchair and the main camera guy who pointed it at me, they seemed to be the most committed. I saw at least one woman who was with him who kind of seemed like she was like, I'm just here, was kind of like the face that she was giving me.
Right.
But yeah. You'll see their faces in the video. I made sure to catch them and then zoom really far in.
Fucked. Okay, but all right, let's get to that. Let's check out last year's thing. So Ed made this video. He looks very serious here. Let me put this mic. Hey David, does this mic number 4 work also? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna move this mic over and put it over my laptop to pick up the audio from this. So here's Ed's video from last year. Let me just...
See this guy in the Kim Jong-un mask who's holding this fake thing of dynamite? I need your help figuring out who this is, and I'm about to show you who's under the mask in a second. But yesterday, I was at the Korean festival in Koreatown, Los Angeles to eat a bunch of Korean food, support a bunch of Korean vendors, and make a video about it. When I see this man in this electronic wheelchair wearing this Kim Jong-un mask, carrying around this fake dynamite, he had a crew of about 3 or 4 people with him who were filming him, and he was going up to mainly Korean people who he would make eye contact with, wave the dynamite in their face and say, "What have I done that was so wrong?" And while I was trying to figure out what to do without giving them the content that they so desperately were there trying to get reactions out of people who included children and older Korean people who actually lived through the Korean War, and something like this could be traumatic for. But you know what made my blood actually boil was when I watched all of the elderly Korean people getting clearly upset and traumatized from watching the antics of this guy trying to get reactions out of people. And no, it's not funny. Causing harm to others for your own pleasure is literally the definition of evil. And as I'm trying to figure out the best course of action, I see these security guards walking towards them, and thankfully the security guards make him take off his mask immediately. So
they're all black.
They're even talking to under them.
Were they? I swear somewhere 1 or 2 were Hispanic.
So I started to walk away. And about 15 minutes later, as I'm waiting for food, I turn around and lo and behold, who do I see wearing the mask again? Except this time, it has now escalated to police officers coming to talk to him. And let me tell you, at one point, almost every single cop that was working that event, there was like at least 12 cops that were there, congregated to see what they're going to do about this guy. But the funniest thing happened while I went live filming them as to what was going on.
See.
They started getting insecure. The people that came out looking for attention got insecure that
You see that camera guy getting so insecure?
started to act
Yeah.
out. But yeah, they wanted to be famous, so let's make them famous. If you recognize this person, you've seen their content before, you know who this person is, let us know. Let's see how they feel when content that is out of their control is used to traumatize them. See this guy?
Man, that's fucked up.
That's fucking annoying.
Yeah, seriously, like, what if a group of Koreans went to a black event and started wearing, like, white hoods or something?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Fucked up. It would be fucked up.
I wish Doug was here for this. Let's call him. I need Doug's take on this.
We'll see if he answers. He's supposedly in the city of New York right now.
Call Douglas Kim.
We'll see if it rings this time. Also, dang, my arm was like really putting in work in that video, huh?
He's out in the city now.
That's what he claims. I bet he doesn't answer because he thinks we're doing...
Oh, because he thinks, okay. He's probably going to text us after. Be like, I don't want to be on the show. Okay, fine, Doug. We missed you, Doug. Can we leave him a message?
Yeah, fuck you. No, just kidding.
Wow, he's really not picking up. Okay.
Does he not have voicemail? Oh my God. That was almost...
Should we just let it ring forever? He's going to get mad. Oh. What the hell was that?
I don't think he has voicemail.
Yeah.
It sounds like something Doug might do. Not set up his voicemail.
Yeah.
Because he hates people getting a hold of him, apparently.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. So I'm glad nothing like that happened this year.
Yeah, hopefully it didn't happen the rest of the weekend. It better not have. But yeah, you saw in that video, there was like 12 cops around him at one point, and you could tell like they didn't know what to do. Because there's a guy here, he's clearly disabled. He's got a camera crew. They don't want to... I don't think they wanted to get in trouble for being like discriminatory, you know, or like bullying a handicapped guy.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Is there a way we can scan for his face and find him?
I know I tried. There was a bunch of people who were like, "Oh, I think it's this guy," and I at the time went through all of the leads, and it was none of them. So I don't know. I don't know if he was maybe a nobody or people didn't recognize him, or I don't know what it was, but.
And you never actually talked to them. You were just filming them.
Yeah.
And your blood was boiling.
Yeah, no, because my blood was boiling because I wanted to go confront them, but then everything inside of me was like, that's what they want.
Oh, and you'd be there in their content.
Right.
Yeah. You know Johnny Somali?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
I hate that guy. He's in Korea right now.
How?
I don't know, but he was in Korea. You know what he was doing in Korea? Johnny Somali. He's that he's an American, but is he from Somalia, I guess?
I don't
Originally?
know.
But he looks like he could be from Somalia, but he speaks urban style, I guess. But he was in Korea, I saw yesterday on Twitter, and he passed by a pro-Palestine protest in Korea. Koreans and non-Koreans protesting in support of Palestine and Gaza. And Johnny Somali went there and he just started saying, Israel, Israel number one, Jews number one, and all this. And the thing is, he was in Israel a few months ago and he got his ass kicked there too by Israelis.
Good.
So I don't know what he...
He's a fucking loser, that guy. That's the best way to put it. He's a fucking loser.
Piece of shit. Anyway. Yeah, so if Johnny Somali ever comes here... Okay, let me just save his face. I just want to save this. All right, I'm going to save that and search for it later.
But yeah, either way, the Korean festival this year was a lot more enjoyable. They had some of the same vendors, but a lot of also other foods as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now on a positive note...
And performances. Kilograms performed there Thursday night.
Oh, yeah, he did the opening night. How was he?
I had to leave beforehand. He like closed out the night.
Oh, he closed it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at that point, I would have been there for like 7 hours.
Hey, David, do not show the computer screen. Just keep it like this for now while I check something real quick. And but yeah, so did you? What were the performances when you were there?
Traditional Korean stuff. I was honestly too busy stuffing my face to notice what was happening.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was there for like 3 hours and all of it was food.
You were there for 3 hours and all of it was food. Okay. How much did you spend on food while you were there?
I irresponsibly didn't check, but probably close to like $80.
$80. Wow.
If not more.
And were you stuffed from the $80?
Yeah, so I did. I didn't eat everything though. I ate like at least a bite of everything, so because I knew I had to eat a lot. But yeah, I was pretty stuffed. I got home and did not eat dinner.
Okay, cool. Well, let's show this video from Ed's trip to the Korean festival from, I guess, a few days ago. Or
Look at that, Nathan Ramos Park.
Nathan, who was
our guest last week.
Nathan liked this video. He put fire. Fire! All right. Are we ready to play? Okay. As you can see, Ed is so happy here. Oops. Oh, shit. Fuck. Okay. Oops. Damn it. Okay. Last time.
Here's everything I ate at the 51st Annual Korean Festival in Koreatown, Los Angeles, happening this weekend. Spam? Spam, 8.5 out of 10. Tuna?
Good yubu, huh?
Yeah, I love a yubu.
Oh my god, it's so creamy. 9 out of 10. And the crab. Save the best for last. 9.5 out of 10.
God, why is crab so good? Oh, yeah, that cop tried to just fuck with me for no reason.
Oh, that's tender. That's like a 9.3 out of 10.
You killed that.
Nice.
That tteokbokki looks very red.
It was not
Oh, that
good.
is peppery.
It wasn't good?
It was not good.
Let's see what you rated it.
I was being very generous.
You gave it
I
8.5.
think it should have been like a 5.
How does it go from a 5 to an 8.5?
I don't know. I think I was being too nice.
Well, can we trust any of these reviews?
Yes, everything else is very accurate except for that one.
You couldn't just give it like a 6?
I don't know. I felt bad.
All right.
Oh man, Zindru, they make amazing dumplings.
These are a solid 9.5 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah, they're so good. And those were the vegetarian ones.
So there's just like chives and what? What's in there?
I think that one was vegetables, but then like Zindru makes their own like chili oil crunch that they put on top.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So good.
But this pork and shrimp one, oh. I mean, there's a reason why pork and shrimp is the standard
And shrimp and pork is the standard, right?
for dumplings. I feel like for a reason.
9.9.
It was so good.
That was the best thing you had there.
so good.
That was the best thing.
I think that was the best thing.
Wow. Okay. Let's see.
That was spicy. I'm sweating everywhere. I'm gonna drop this sandwich.
Oh, actually, I really love that fruit sando too. The only thing that upset me about that was they only give you a half a sandwich.
And what is that, like $10?
I was like, oh, $10 or $9, or it might have been $8. I was like, $8 for a fruit sando is not bad. And then they gave it to me, and I was like, oh, you only get
Plus tip, right? They have the tip thing?
Yeah.
Wow. So that looks like just white bread with no crust.
Usually I think it's milk bread,
Oh, it's milk bread with what is that, like cream and fruit.
and fruit.
That's it.
It's so good. Why is it so good?
Is the bread necessary?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. Fruit sandos are fucking amazing.
Sandos.
They're Japanese, right?
Right. Are they? I guess. All right, cool. So there's looks like kiwi, strawberry, and
Cantaloupe.
cantaloupe. I wish we could go back on these videos, but we can't.
It's so good.
Wow.
9.5 out of 10.
Everything was pretty good, mostly pretty good. Ooh, that looks good. That's what I would get.
Yeah, see?
It looks like corn, the hot Cheetos, and then what is that, like a margarine butter thing?
I don't know what that is on top, but then there's also like cotija cheese and like
Cheese. Nice shimmy.
God, why is this video so good?
everyone kept saying that. They were like, did you just shimmy in your video? I was like, yes, I sure did. I've never
Popcorn
heard of
lobster.
popcorn lobster before, so I was like, I have to get that. It's pretty good. It was like pretty rich.
Wow, you had like dragon breath.
Yeah, I even blew out smoke.
That's really good. 9.1 out of 10?
Now this one's pretty funny.
Those things are delicious.
This was a big hit like 10 years ago in Korea, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they're still really good. They're just very awkward to eat.
Is this from the Made in Hawaii place, this ice cream?
Yeah.
What's Hawaiian about this? Was it Hawaiian honeycomb?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it looks like you don't know which end to eat off of.
Yeah. It's mostly for laughs.
Yeah. Can this be the
No.
the thumbnail?
It's a very blurry thumbnail.
All right, let's see what else. Oh, watch Ed right here what he does to his cone. Watch very
I thought it looked like a snorkel.
and that's your podcast partner, Sujia,
Yeah,
right?
Sujia.
Okay. Watch what Ed does here. He looks like he gets a lot of practice.
Oh, that looks nice. You're not with that, is it? 9.5 out of 10.
But those things are so good.
I don't know, there's something funny about this too. Anyway,
Thing is huge.
sugarcane juice, it came out like pinkish, huh?
Yeah, that one did. There's like different flavors you can get. They had like 12 different flavors.
Oh, so you added passion fruit and strawberry. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That one was really good. The second one I tried kind of just tasted like a mojito, which just made me wish I was drinking a mojito. So
Sugarcane, lime, and coconut. Okay.
Like if it's gonna taste like a mojito, I want it to just be a mojito.
It tastes like a mojito. Sound cut out. Tanghulu. Oh,
I've never had tangulu other
look at those
than
mini tanghulus.
before that day.
This was the first time?
Yeah, and I only ate the tangerine one.
Ah. That was probably the best one.
It was the best one.
You put it back in the hole? Okay. Yeah, that's a great video. Looks a lot of good food and everything.
Yeah, like I don't think they had tangulu last year, but it went viral since then, so now they have a tangulu booth.
And I just read in the news that in Korea, a lot of tanghulu shops are now closing down. I guess they're over it now.
Yeah.
So on to the next thing. Yeah, so great video. Lots of food we got to see. Didn't actually see other things in the festival, huh? You didn't really check out like...
No, I did.
Oh.
But last year I kind of had like a more, hey, look at everything around. So this year I was just like,
Food.
I'm just going to eat food.
Cool. And did you
be
go
real.
back to the festival after Thursday, or you only went that one time?
No, I thought about it just to get more food, but then the parking there is horrible.
But
The one thing that sucks is parking. It's horrible.
But you're a VIP.
They did give me VIP parking, but it was for Thursday night, and I didn't want to overstep my bounds. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But it's a very family-friendly event, unless there is someone there trying to get reactions out of people. But, yeah, definitely check it out next year. It's yearly. I can't believe they started in the 70s. That's crazy.
1974. Crazy, huh? Yeah, that was before I was born. Even before Michael 1 was born, and you were born, and Doug. Wow.
51st.
Yeah, the 51st. Yeah, that tripped me out first. I'm like, well, it started in 1974. It should be 50th, but no. When it starts in 74, that's the first. So actually, you got to add one, right? So, yeah.
Did they have one in 2020?
They must have...
Or did they just count it and then skip over it?
they're still counting it. I don't know.
That's why you were like 1974. I was like, are we sure it wasn't 1973?
Let's take a look.
I bet you it doesn't say.
No, it'll say. It'll say. Yeah, 1974 was
Oh,
founded.
so they either had it or skipped over it.
Yeah, so the 51st.
I guess by September there was outdoor stuff.
Looks
was
like
open.
the 47th and 48th were skipped, and they didn't.
Oh, so they did.
Wait. Or they don't have galleries. It's like, if you look here on the LA Korean
No.
Festival website, you have the pictures for the 51st.
That makes sense that 2020 and 2021 were skipped.
But then I don't understand. What about the 45th? So if this was the 51st, then the 45th was supposed to be like 6 years ago, like in 2018. So did they not do it in 2018? Or do they just not have pictures? So
there
this
was
was
a
2024 is the 51st. This is 2023, 2022. And it looks like 2020, 2021, there's no pictures.
I wish they just went in chronological order because then technically it's not the 51st.
Yeah, I know. It's
going on for 51 years, technically, I guess.
I can
But
imagine.
either way, still cool. It's the largest Korean festival in the United States.
Let's see if there's any. These are pictures from the last one, and last year. So a lot of this looks the same.
Yeah.
Tornado potato, is that?
Yep.
What that
The
is?
tornado potato. There's like 2 places that did it this year.
Did you see Kang Taco, Chef Kang Taco?
No, I didn't actually.
Did you see what is it? Hamjibak? They usually sell teji. I've seen them sell tejigarbi at events.
No, I didn't see them this year or last year, to be honest.
Oh shit! Squid Game was there last year.
That makes sense.
Was there any Squid Game this year?
No. Also, I didn't really stick around for too much of the show stuff.
Damn! Check out those abs. Oh wow!
Yeah,
Look at these hot dudes.
I thought those were the abs you were talking about. I was like, yeah, cool.
Look at these hachishis.
Hachishis.
Oh, that's my trainer. That's Danny. I didn't know he was here. I guess there was a hanbok show What is a singing show?
I feel like usually there's this Hamburg show, and usually I feel like on an annual basis they have like K-pop tryouts.
Oh, K-pop tryouts. Okay. Parking information.
There is none.
Well, you could park on Wilshire, but then you got to walk down to Olympic. Oh, there's a shuttle. You can park at Equitable. That's also on. This is all Wilshire. Wow. Crazy. Schedule. So you were there on this day, Thursday. What time did you get there?
Like 5, 4? 5. I got there at 5.
You were there just in time. Oh, main stage VIP hall. Were you at the VIP on the main stage?
Nope.
They didn't introduce you at all?
Nope, and I would have hated that.
Opening ceremony, Jerome and Benita, cultural concert. What is this? Looks like Bangladeshi hula dancers too. There's a raffle, then kilograms, Justin Park as one. And Paul P.K. Kim was the MC for the second night. Wow. You know him.
Yeah.
And the third night, what is this, Saturday? You had
Kiss FM's JoJo.
Kiss FM, JoJo.
Wow.
Bohyun, Kevin Chung, Sudan, Kim Woo-jin. MC John Choi, Xian Lee, and Jonah Shim.
I mean, JoJo on the radio is huge, but that is random.
Yeah, it makes me feel left out, kind of. Last night, it was presented by Yamava Resort. Was it Final Night Lights Back to the 90s? Okay. So anyway, did you do any of the hanbok wearing or calligraphy,
Sure did not.
paper art, did you go to any photo booths?
Nope. Food is my main priority almost at all times.
Okay. All right, so that's half of the show. And we talked about the LA Korean Festival Foundation and their 51st festival, which might actually be their 48th or 49th maybe. In
48th, I
actuality.
think, yeah.
Because it seemed like they missed one in like 2018 or something also.
But definitely check it out. Worth
Yeah.
it.
There's also some news, former basketball player died. Dikembe Mutombo, who was from Nigeria. From the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Oh, man, I missed that. Dikembe Mutombo died?
Yeah, that was today.
Wow, he was really young, wasn't he?
He was 58. I believe he had like brain cancer or something like that. I just saw it this morning. I had his rookie card in like 91 or 92, whenever it was. Brain tumor, brain cancer. Yeah, he died in Atlanta today.
My God.
So that sucks.
Dikembe Mutombo was the man. He was such a good guy.
Yeah,
And a good baller.
Was it 91? Yeah, it was 91. I had his rookie card. He was wearing like a suit.
Dang. Class act, that guy.
Yeah, that's the one I had. What's it worth now?
Oh, yeah, the first one?
825. How is that worth 825?
Is that just based off of today?
Yeah, is that just because this one's 15? I paid $4 for mine.
Oh my God, he died and someone's trying to capitalize it on the day of his death.
It's America. But yeah, this is the one I had. Wow. I may still have it somewhere. I had like 2 or 3 of these. But what are we supposed to
Not just
고인의 명복을 빕니다. How do you my condolences to the Mutombo family. I was a fan of Mutombo's and sad to hear.
on
Also-
a different note, Otani.
Oh wait, another person died.
Oh shit. Just
You know Kris Kristofferson?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Kris Kristofferson, my mom loved him.
Oh really?
Yeah.
As a
Singer.
musician?
Yeah,
Okay.
as a musician.
So he died 2 days ago in Hawaii on the 28th because it's the 30th here. Hawaii, which I believe will be there soon. I didn't really know much about him. I just saw him in some movies sometimes, like Blade.
He sang a song called "Time to Remember," and it's like one of my mom's favorite songs. I think that's a song.
Time to Remember. Okay. Kristofferson filmography. I'm trying to remember which movies I saw him in. Well, he was in Pee-wee, I guess. Blade. Okay, Blade. What else? Payback. I remember Payback.
Oh yeah,
with Mel Gibson.
Remember Blade Trinity? That movie is a classic. Blade 2.
I don't really, I guess he was in Fast Food Nation. What is this? I don't. Requiem for Billy the Kid. Anyway, yeah, condolences to.
Wait, Fast Food Nation's not the movie that they did the
Super Size Me?
Super Size. Oh yeah. That guy died too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, like a month ago.
Really, the Super Size Me guy?
Yeah, the Super Size Me guy died like, I want to say within the last like
Morgan
month.
Spurlock?
Yeah.
Oh, he died about 4 months ago.
Yeah. See.
When did he die? He was only 53.
He was really young.
Damn, I might not have much time left. Complications from cancer.
Yep.
Cancer takes a lot of people too young, man.
Yep.
It's not good. Really not good. So yeah, condolences to everyone. And I did see something about Kristofferson that I wanted to share because I thought I didn't know this was how he was. So let's listen to this clip from Kristofferson.
It reminds me a lot of the flag waving and choreographed patriotism that we had back in Nazi Germany half a century ago. The fact that we got a one-party system which is in control of all three branches of our government, lapdog media that's cranking out propaganda for the administration and make a Nazi blush. Other than that, we're doing pretty good.
If you ask me, one of the illnesses is that there's too much money
Johnny
spent
Cash.
on military, and there should be more spent on education, welfare, young people, the children, the elderly.
So you hear, these guys. You figure these guys would be conservative dudes, or the people that listen to them tend to be leaning more conservative. But here they are talking about very more progressive things, like
Especially
too much
country
militarism,
music, yeah.
more on education, and things like that. So
I don't think anyone conflates the fact that Willie Nelson is very progressive, but the other two for sure.
Right, yeah. Also, do you guys know about? There's a big hurricane in North Carolina.
Helene.
Hurricane Helene or
Helene?
Yeah.
It started in Florida.
I feel like it should be some pretty big news. It doesn't seem to be really.
I don't know why it's not, because it started in Florida and it even flooded Florida and it made its way up. I saw this one video from this. She's an ER nurse or a doctor rather. She's an ER pediatric doctor, I believe. And she her house was about to get flooded. And when you work at the hospital, you can't call out. Mm-hmm. Like you can't, even if there's a snowstorm or whatever, you have to go to work. So she made this video where she paddle boards half a mile to get to her car that was on higher ground so that she could make it to work.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And that was in Florida 4 or 5 days ago, and it's going up the coast and flooding everything. I don't know why it's not bigger news.
Yeah, you see this here. This is a tweet. This guy, I don't know who it is, but he said, "Apologies to the residents of the East Coast displaced by Hurricane Helene. You will, like the residents of Hawaii, get virtually nothing from the government to replace your shattered livelihoods. Our tax dollars are going to Israel to effectuate a messianic genocide." So check out these images, man. It's crazy.
Also, I feel like it's not being talked about enough. It's not just going to Israel. It's also going to the rest of the world for $1.6 billion. You know how much good that can do?
The $1.6 billion for the anti-China propaganda, which
Right.
I think I found one of the first articles recently, and it was in Korean news.
I don't think enough people know about it.
Yeah, but this is crazy. This should is it because it's too close to election? They don't want Kamala to lose votes for the Biden administration not being able to handle this? What is this?
I don't know, but helping people out sounds like good press coverage to me.
No, they must be sacrificed for the Democratic Party so that they don't lose to Trump. All these people here. fucking A. I'm going to look for...
Just to be fair, the Republicans don't want to do anything about it either.
Republicans won't do it either, but, you know, the Democrats are the ones that have the power now, and they're refusing to do it. So, yeah, that's pretty
Like, where is FEMA?
Yeah, where is FEMA? They fucked up in, what is it, Katrina
Everything.
also.
They fucked up everything they ever touched.
Yeah. Now, let's talk.
I think they said something like 100 people have died from this hurricane so far, and like something like 500 people are missing.
Yeah, but that's... Now, let's check Fox News. Fox News, will they cover it? Israel launches targeted raid. Targeted now, okay. Against terror group Hezbollah in Lebanon. That's Israel. What are they?
Bold words coming
Pete
from
Rose
Fox.
died? Pete Rose just died today also.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. He had some Korean girlfriend. What happened to her then?
Like current?
Yeah, her name was Kiana Kim.
Oh my God. How much younger is she?
Well, if Pete Rose was 39
She's
years.
half his age.
What happened? Were they no longer together? Well, how do we find out what she says? Oh, I don't want to go on her Instagram. It's going to fuck up my algorithm. I don't think this is her. That's not her.
That person looks like they're like 20 years younger.
Okay. Well, anyway, Pete Rose, who was a great baseball player. From what I recall, he was a great hitter. But he got involved in some gambling mess or something. But anyway, he died at the age of 83. What did he die of, though? Just old age? He died in Las Vegas. Okay. It's too bad. Anyway, so Pete Rose. Oh, look at this. Here's something. Biden administration's FEMA equity plan faces backlash amid historic hurricane damage. What an embarrassment. FEMA states on their website that DEI cannot be optional. So Fox is covering it, of course. Well, let me see if CNN is covering it.
I mean, they have to be.
Oh, here it is.
Right there on the right.
It is Helene. Okay,
I knew it. I was like, that's so weird. I was like, I swear I saw an E at the end of it.
Israel begins ground operation. Why don't they just say invasion? Okay, and then what else? Huffington Post. Trump fans the flames, throw out storm and lie. Biden bristles, he's lying. What? Withholding aid to storm victims. Okay.
Oh, so technically the storm was?
Yeah, it's all political now.
It's just coded through politics?
It's not even like help them. It's like, well, they're blaming for this and this. Okay.
That's sad.
All right, well, you know, we hope those people, can you imagine?
Sorry, a natural disaster happened in an election year for you guys.
Yeah, we're only about a month away. Can you imagine if there's a major earthquake in California and we're all like struggling? And
I think about that all the time.
What are they actually
in the last
do?
3 weeks? There's been within a mile of my house has been the epicenter of multiple earthquakes. So I've been thinking about that daily, actually.
Unfortunately, I just moved out of my apartment building and I was on the top floor, on the 14th floor. And I'm out of there because I kept thinking this fucking earthquake better not hit while I'm still in this big building. Yeah, I would fucking die. And that...
Unless you jump at the right exact... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So, in other news, let's talk about Israel since we just saw it there. Israel recently assassinated the leader of this group called Hezbollah. Hezbollah is actually a political party in Lebanon. They actually have won elections and have some, at least last I checked years ago. I don't know about now, but I believe they have some. Yeah, they have 15 seats in the parliament. About 12% of the parliament is Hezbollah members. The leader of Hezbollah, who was Hassan Nasrallah, he was the head since 1992 until he was killed. just a few days ago. So he was leading Hezbollah for about 32 years. I believe the previous leader of Hezbollah had also been killed.
Assassinated.
And then he became the, let me see. So the previous leader of Hezbollah was died at the age of 39. He was assassinated by airstrike also by Israel. And then Nasrallah took his place. And then Nasrallah was also taken out by Israel. Now, I believe Nasrallah's cousin has already taken over as the new leader of Hezbollah. But, you know, my understanding is his cousin is even more of a hard ass. So I don't think this was
A smart move?
this was stupid, because I know in the United States and in Israel and Western countries, they consider Nasrallah a terrorist. But, you know, and personally, I don't think he was a terrorist. I mean, during the civil war in Syria, or which could have started off as a civil war back in 2011 with the Arab Spring, which started in, I believe, in Tunisia, and then spread all over. And then, you know, the Egyptian president had to step down. The Libyan state, the government was replaced. Gaddafi was overthrown, which was wrong also. I believe that was horrible, and that was wrong. And that's when it was actually Gaddafi's murder that really started to really radicalize me against this country. Like, how can we just go into another country and murder that guy like that? I mean, support his murder. And, you know, I saw the video of him being stabbed and everything. It was just disgusting. And then to see our leaders come on and like laugh about it and cheer it on, it's like, that's fucking gross. Like, even if you don't, okay, like even if they were bad guys, how do you find like pleasure in like that, those disgusting like images? Like, you're killing somebody. You know, Gaddafi was sodomized with a knife.
Yeah, I remember that.
Anyway, and then the same thing was going on in Syria, where it looked like Syria was going to fall too, the same way that Libya did. And I know the head of Syria, the President Assad, and the head of Libya, Gaddafi, were close. They were friends. And so the head of Syria, President Bashar al-Assad, he was painted off as the butcher or something, like this horrible dictator. And I had been reading a book about him. I think it was called The Lion from Damascus. So he was this kind of like introverted guy. He was more of like a nerd, right? His older brother was like the tough guy, you know. Their father, Hafez Assad, was the leader of Syria, I think from 1970 until like 2000. And so at the time, Bashar al-Assad, who is now the president of Syria, he had, first of all, he speaks English, Arabic, and French. He became a doctor. He was an ophthalmologist in London. And that's where he met his wife, who was working for an investment bank, I think like Barclays or something. I forgot which one. But they got married. And anyway, Bashar al-Assad's brother, older brother, I forgot his name, but he died in a car accident in Damascus, Syria, on his way to the airport or something. And then Bashar decided to go back to Syria. Some say his father called him to come back, whatever. And then he was, I guess, being trained or groomed to become the next leader. And then his father died relatively early. Like, he wasn't like super young, but I think he was like 60s maybe. And then so Bashar became the president of Syria in the year 2000. I think he was only like 34, 35, something like that.
Wow, that's young.
And, you know, he's like, oh, I want to bring change. You know, he lived in the UK, and he's like, he wanted to bring in internet and all this stuff. But one thing about Bashar al-Assad is, you know, he was close with Gaddafi, cool with Gaddafi, and he was also a supporter of Palestine, and he was also not cool with Israel, because Israel was still occupies part of Syrian territory, the Golan Heights. And for whatever reason, Syria became a target of the West also, although over here we made it seem like all these Syrians are fighting for freedom and all this against this horrible leader. And so there was a bunch of countries that were just supporting, trying to overthrow this guy. The US, UK, Germany, France, even Turkey. Saudi Arabia, Israel, we're all trying to get rid of this guy Assad. And it looked like it was going to get close. And I think in 2013, even Obama said, if Assad uses chemical weapons or something, that's a red line and we're going to go in. And then shortly thereafter, there was a chemical attack, and of course they're going to blame the president, Assad, and he started doing interviews in English with like Barbara Walters, Charlie Rose.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he made very good case, like, why would we use chemical weapons if we know that that's what's going to bring the U.S. in? Or why would we use chemical weapons now when the terrorists are retreating? Why wouldn't we have used them before?
Right.
When
it would have been effective.
Yeah, it's like, what is the logic? This is just an excuse. But anyway, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and other groups were fighting in Syria. And yes, there were also people fighting in Syria who were legit Syrians who had grievances with the government as well. So I'm not denying that there were problems with the government, but there was just too much foreign influence and too many foreigners from all over the world fighting in Syria. But anyway, Nasrallah and Hezbollah, getting back to the point, Hezbollah is based in Lebanon, which is right next to Syria. So actually, if you wanted to go to Syria now, you'd probably fly into Lebanon, into Beirut, and then you could take a cab to Damascus. I believe it takes about 90 minutes to 2 hours to actually go there, assuming you don't have any border problems or anything. Now, Hezbollah was fighting with Assad. You could say it's fighting for Assad, or you could say it's fighting for Syria, the sovereignty of Syria, to not be overthrown because all these foreign countries want to overthrow this anti-Israeli leader, this anti-Zionist leader who's, I find him to be a more principled guy than, say, the Saudi leadership or Qatar leadership or even maybe Jordanian leadership. So ever since then, for over like 10 years, I don't know if exactly when Hezbollah entered the war. I don't think it was like in 2011, but maybe 2013 or 2014 or 2015, around that time. But from that time, I thought, okay, who is Hezbollah? And I thought, I see them as fighting empire and fighting against Western imperialism and fighting against Zionism. And Israel has been repeatedly attacking Damascus over the last so many years that never made it in the news. Israel just bombed Damascus again. Bomb it and just go there, fuck with them, and then come back. They've been doing that over and over again, and it just never was talked about here. Like, I don't know why. And I know that Israel occupied parts of Lebanon, and that in a war with Hezbollah, I think it was in 2006, due to that war, Israel left Lebanese territory. And so a lot of people give credit to Hezbollah for getting rid of Israel. So I don't know how you can call a political party that actually has within the government of Lebanon a group of terrorists. It's an actual political group. They have political power, but they're willing to fight and die for whatever.
I mean, coming from Israel, that's rich.
Yeah. So, I don't know. People think he's, this country wants to call him a terrorist. I don't think so. I see it as, he gave his life for Palestine. AOC, for example, let me just give you an example. AOC can defend Kamala all she wants and say she's working tirelessly for a ceasefire. This fucking guy here, Nasrallah, he died.
Gave his life for it.
Gave his life for Gaza, for Palestine, because that was a red line. He wasn't willing to give up that there must be a ceasefire in Gaza. So Israel killed him.
It is an aggressive logo, though.
Yeah. It is an aggressive logo, yeah. And not only did Israel kill him, they killed a bunch of other people to kill him. Now, I recall, let's go back here. So in 2002, George Bush, major war criminal George W. Bush, strongly condemned Israel for killing Hamas's top militant. Because why? 14 civilians were killed in the same strike. Israel didn't dare call those victims human shields. Okay, get that. Neocon, Republican, right-wing George W. Bush condemned Israel 22 years ago because Israel killed 14 civilians while they were also killing Hamas's top militant. Compare this to now. Israel kills over 300 people to take out Nasrallah. And then what do they say? Let's go back to what Bush said. So Bush said it was, he denounced it, said it was heavy-handed, expressing regret over the loss of innocent life. This does not contribute to peace, said Ari Fleischer. These are Republicans. The message will be conveyed to the Israeli authorities, and the U.S. regrets the loss of life. At least 14 others, including children, were killed. Scores of others were wounded. Now, what did Kamala say?
What are we at, like 3,000 times that now?
Yeah. Kamala, Nasrallah. Let's see what her statement was. Statement by Vice President Harris on the death of Hassan Nasrallah. Hassan Nasrallah was a terrorist with American blood on his hands. Israel has killed American citizens as well, by the way. But are we going to hear that Netanyahu is a terrorist with American blood on his hands? Israel also attacked the United States when they attacked the USS Liberty. For hours, they were bombing a U.S. warship with American flags constantly. Why? Because Israel wanted the attack to be blamed on some Arabs. But no, and nothing happened to Israel as a result of this. So Kamala, you're talking bullshit. Anyway, his leadership of Hezbollah destabilized the Middle East and led to the countless killings of countless innocent people in Lebanon, Israel, Syria, and around the world. I don't even know where to begin with this. I have an unwavering commitment to the security of Israel. And her husband is a Zionist Jew. I will always support Israel's right to defend itself against Iran and Iran-backed terrorist groups such as Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis. President Biden and I do not want to see conflict in the Middle East escalate into a broader regional war. And yet that's exactly what is going on because they won't do anything about Israel. They just keep supporting Israel. We have been working on a diplomatic solution. No, you haven't. So that people can safely return home on both sides of that border. Diplomacy remains the best path forward to protect civilians and achieve lasting stability in the region. This is after Israel killed hundreds of people. Not one condemnation of Israel.
No.
Kamala Harris, Joe Biden are to the right of George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. This is crazy. All you fucking blue motherfuckers out there who think that Trump is so bad and that and you hate on Jill Stein for being pro-Palestine and saying, well, she can't win. Fuck you. You're all fucking horrible people. I shouldn't say that, right? But this is like, I can't believe
At the very least, they're ignorant for sure.
I can't believe the hypocrisy here, man. It's just so, it's so evil. It's just so evil.
Yeah, I just recently went to a fundraiser, which I went for different reasons, but it was a little bit annoying to hear about how, which it is true that Trump, created a lot of anti-Asian hate, but it was also a little bit frustrating to hear that re-electing him is going to make it worse when Biden just allowed a $1.6 billion anti-China bill to be put in. And I was like, are we just going to skip over this? Because it seems like nobody cares about us.
Yeah, so all these AAPI motherfuckers for whatever, okay, I get you're not for Trump. That's totally understandable, but why do you think...
I agree. I just feel like we could be doing the right things without being so manipulative in the messaging. You know what I mean?
Right. But anyway, here's Mick Wallace, the Irish politician. This might sound like, okay, he's quoting someone else. NBC is quoting an Israeli official. We have decided to kill Nasrallah after concluding that he will not agree to any solution that isn't tied to ending the war in Gaza.
Right?
So, this might sound like nothing, but this is one of the most extraordinary, revealing things Israel has said. In the words of Israeli officials themselves, Nasrallah literally died because he refused a side deal that abandoned the Palestinians. In effect, this man, labeled terrorist, died because he refused to yield on what all UN resolutions and the immense majority of the international community have been calling for ceaselessly. Except he, unlike those others, had teeth. So unlike what so many people are saying, the real reason for his death isn't because Hezbollah are terrorists and they're bad, but so Israel can pursue its land grab and ethnic cleansing unimpeded. He was one of the only ones actually willing to make them face accountability for it, and in their own words, that's why he had to die.
If his brother is more intense, you think they killed him so that his brother can then look like an actual terrorist?
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Do you know what I mean? Like now he's going to try to avenge his brother's death. And if he's a little bit more extreme, then now it's like, oh, see, we were right. Look what they're capable of.
That's possibly true, yeah. But and then let's look at Mick Wallace. He says Nasrallah had to be killed because he wanted peace. Western powers labeled Hezbollah a terrorist organization because it wanted peace, while the U.S. and the European Union prefer to promote war. Isn't that crazy? The one who wanted peace is the one that gets labeled a terrorist and gets taken out by the actual terrorists, and then the terrorists within our own country who run this country support that terrorism.
Well, I mean, even that statement from Kamala, it's like, I'm sorry, are you including Israel as a victim here when they are literally the worst out of everyone listed there? I mean, we're talking at 30,000. 30,000 has been going on for months. We must be upwards at 40,000 now, right? 40,000 innocent people murdered because they're looking for Hamas. But 14 people, double digits, that was deplorable. That's wild to me that we're just ignoring that, because that's exponentially worse.
Yeah. And by the way, this attack on Nasrallah occurred. So what I heard was the Israelis tricked that Nasrallah didn't think anything crazy would happen while Netanyahu was in the U.S. at the UN. He sent the order from the UN, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, what better time and location? I mean, that's amazing timing for them, to be like, oh, we're doing what the UN wanted. This isn't our selfish thing. This is what the united world wants.
And by the way, here's during the Syrian war, which I don't think it's really going on anymore. There just might be some little skirmishes. I don't know what. Yeah, is it still going on? It should be over by now. Or, it's still ongoing. Okay, so there's still shit going on. Looks like they still have most of I'm guessing the red is the Syrian territory.
Holy shit.
So Turkey would allow troops to enter Syria through the borders here. And this is Lebanon right here. I think this is Iraq. That's Jordan. Israel, the West Bank. Anyway, it's still going on. It's not fully peaceful there yet. It's been 13 years, almost 13 and a half. Now, Israel was helping tend to some wounded fighters from Syria. And here's Netanyahu meeting with them. Why would Netanyahu be meeting with fighters from people who are fighting against the Syrian government? Interesting, huh?
Yeah, it's very manipulative.
So anyway,
that's crazy.
And I see like these people on social media, like on right wing, whatever, saying that, this terrorist is dead, and everyone's like, yeah, he's gonna burn in hell, and I'm like, all I left was a comment. I said, let's see what the history books say in 100 years. I think it's going to take about 100 years for the actual truth to come out. I don't think 5 years, 10 years later is enough. We got to look at it in 100 years, and I think he'll be remembered as a great leader of the resistance. Just like Nelson Mandela used to be considered a terrorist as well. You guys all remember that. He was considered a terrorist for decades. He was in prison for decades. And then what is he considered now? So we'll see. Just because he has a beard and that turban-looking thing doesn't mean he's a terrorist.
No.
Anyway, yeah. So I think the first half was Koreatown, and the second half was Israel and Lebanon and whatever. I feel like I did most of the talking this time.
No, I did some. Last episode, I didn't know what to say. But real quick side note, NewJeans asked for their CEO back, and Hybe turned them down.
Yeah. Well, so what does that mean? Are they going to...
It means that things aren't looking great for NewJeans.
But they are signed to Hybe for a while, aren't they?
They are, but we'll see how much they're prioritized now.
Oh, there's 5 of them.
Yeah. I mean, they went from having a woman CEO who, obviously knew what she was doing with them to now they're being handed off to some one else who might not care as much.
Minigen controversy, sexualization of minors. Huh. Wow. Anyway, I don't know. Like, have you taken sides on this? I haven't cared enough to really look into it to know who's the asshole. Or
I take the side of whatever makes NewJeans have come out with new music again ASAP, which I believe is NewJeans' side.
I think one of our friends, Gershom, is also on this side. He's just said free NewJeans. Oh, I think he said it's like when children are caught between like divorcing parents. It's the children that suffer.
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to that much. I mean, I tend to side with corporations bad, so... But I also don't know, with what's her face, like, how everything that they were accusing her of, how legitimate it was. But whatever gets NewJeans to make new music, that's the side I'm on.
Yeah. A hopeless romantic. Oh my.
Yeah, that was Bob last year.
I don't know. That was
2 years ago?
50-50.
Oh, you're right. That is 50-50.
I don't know the NewJeans song. Okay. All right. Well, so KTOWN, next week we'll be in Hawaii, I think.
No, we're recording before we go.
Oh, right.
On Thursday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like 2 days from now.
All right. So we'll talk about that next time. But we're going to film lots of footage out there.
Are we? Let's not make any promises we can't keep.
Well, a lot is subjective. 1 minute can be a lot.
Fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right. So for the issues that you really care about, this has been KTOWN Social Club. Remember to leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to this channel, smash that notification bell. Check the description box below to follow all our social media. Let us know what you think of a show with, it was just the two of us. We didn't have Doug or, Michael or any other guest. I mean, it felt kind of quiet.
It's going to happen sometimes. Don't be too mean.
Yeah. Maybe some people might like this. Maybe not. Anyway, thank you for tuning in and, thanks for being fans. But seriously, our channel's not growing that fast. I don't know if YouTube's fucking with us or whatever. Subscribe to this channel, please. Like, seriously, right beneath, there's that button. You can subscribe. Click it. And you should share this or tell your Korean friends about it at least, or your Asian friends, because there's a lot of, we all got to get together and, come on, help us out, man. Jeez. If you like the show, help us out. Help us grow bigger.
Send it to your family, your friends.
Send it to
your
your
dog
mom.
subscribe. I don't know.
Send it to your Korean parents if you want them to hear about communism. Check one of our older episodes with where we talk about Korea and Doug's in it. If you want to hear about communism, let your parents hear it. You can have a good discussion with your parents about it. I don't know what else.
Also, check out our socials where we set up some clips for easy bites, quick bites.
Quick bites. And, we'll get better and better and better. And, anyway. Yeah, thank you all. Goodbye. Peace.
Peace. Bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow.
Oh, God.
Hawaii 2024.
We should have. We can. But it would be with like each of us would have to film with our camera. So one is on you, one is on me, one is
Or
on.
we could just find a podcast studio.
Oh.